Oh, it's going. I had to take my hair down, man. Good evening, chat. Let me see everybody's face, man. That's how I'm looking today. I know it's a little late today, but better late than never. I'm super tired. We're gonna get into something really interesting today. So before we get into today's topic, because this is it's very interesting. So I'm gonna say things. I know that throughout this series, everything's been unfiltered and pretty much unsolicited. But for this one, I'm going to give you enough hints for you to be able to figure out which brand this is. But in terms of showing the exact words in the emails and showing the exact brand name on here, I'm going to do my part and try to be a little bit careful just because it is a bigger brand and they have access to more power in certain rooms than I do. So I'm going to do this one a little differently. Now, real quick, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send these photos to my drive. I'm gonna pull these up in my drive. So after we get off this starting screen, I have a brand logo screen ready for this. Now, what we're gonna do with that is after that, we're gonna talk about it. So I have some emails here that I sent myself through screenshots, and we're gonna talk about these. Where'd they go? Well, I did, and they're gone. What? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm just gonna have to cut this. I have no idea where these screenshots went. What the hell? Okay, hold on. I'll just cut this part out of the stream. Of course, I do want to show something. So just give me a sec. Because obviously I'm trying to make sure I'm still, showing something. So basically, what I have right here, it's just gonna be a couple screenshots from the email thread of the conversation. But the ones that I had prepped, I have no idea where they went. I just prepped them today, and now I don't see them. So, um, just give me a second because what I'm gonna do for this is I'm cutting out the full brand name and I'm cutting out the names of the people in the actual thread, just for safety purposes. But we're still gonna talk about this and we're still gonna get into it, and I'm still gonna have enough hints for you to be able to actually find out what's going on for yourself. But obviously, let me get some screenshots in real quick. And the brands also, when you search for it in your email, it highlights the words for you on the email. So that's also convenient. But this is just going to be me talking about what happened particularly. And I don't need too much extra stuff in here. Okay, so I'm just going to send these screenshots to myself. Oh, now they want to show up. Okay, now they want to show up. That's so weird. Okay, hold on just a sec. Because they weren't here a second ago. My hair's getting long. Or at least the locks are getting long. I've had hair, but The nice little wash day we had. Showing that link. All right. I had the shots popped up now, so I don't know what happened there. But let me pull up these shots for you and we can talk about these. So where I was going when I started the stream was that I was saying this stream is going to be a little differently. This stream's going to be a little different just in terms of like being safe because this is a very major brand. Okay, so we have 3 photos right here. Okay, great. So the photos that I'm about to pull up are a couple of screenshots from our email thread. Now, I'm not going to show every single email, but I'm going to read out our thread to you. So the 3 screenshots that I have right here are from one of the biggest beauty brands here, right? They work with Ulta. You can go and shop them at Ulta. A lot of people are familiar with this brand. And they're a very big multi-million-dollar brand. And I partnered with them back in 2024, I believe. So this stream, just know this stream is not about defamation. This stream is not about spreading negativity or hatred. This is me sharing my experience with this major beauty brand. I'm going to talk all about it. And again, like I said, I know that we've been super unfiltered throughout this series, but for this one, I crossed out a couple words just to be a little careful on my end. And even though I might not say this brand, the brand name fully, I'm going to have plenty of hints for you to be able to figure it out. And very major hints. So for Exposing Industry Week today, for day 5, we have something very special and something very particular. And one more time, before we get into this, I'm not going to go over everything as much as I used to, but we got the Rise right here. Shout out to Rise, my new sponsor. We got the Huel in the back. I'm going to drop my links to the sponsors down below. Go and shop. I'm not going to make this fully about that, but go show some love to my sponsors. Shout out to Rise for sponsoring me. Now, let's get into this. Day 5. We had a multi-million-dollar beauty brand that wanted me to work with them for free. This is enough of a hint for you. Like I said, I'm not going to make it blatant. Now we go to these screenshots, and I'm going to show you a couple of the emails, and I'm going to read to you our full thread from my end. And I want you to pay attention to this. So I'm going to read you this email. I'm going to give you some context. Here's this email right here. The brand name, you just see the TikTok post, Spark Ads. This is the agency that I was working with through this company. Hi, Devonte. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing great. February 10th, 2005. I worked with this brand back in 2004. And they reached back out, them and this agency reached back out in February 2025 because they wanted to run it back. So yeah, this says a lot about me, and it says a lot about the industry that we're in to be in this position. This is the agency reaching out, the CEO and everything, them want to work together. I just said the damn name. I had to restart the stream. My name is blank, and I'm reaching out from Adker, which is the agency. Our CEO blank had previously spoken with you when you created content for this beauty brand, and they're interested in boosting your content again. As you may remember, this means they would put money behind your post to increase its views, and consequently, this will drive more traction to your profile. They like to boost the following videos. These are the 2 videos. Now, another hint that I will give you guys, chat, is I'm going to post. You see, we have on Instagram, which you're going to definitely miss this on Instagram unless you scroll for a lot because I have a lot of stuff to post. I'm posting our paid partnership, one of our videos tomorrow, right after this. and I'm dropping it to YouTube. So again, the hints are going to be there. If you're interested in having both videos boosted, please share the Spark code for each with 365 days of usage, and we'll take care of the rest. Thanks in advance. Looking for your response. Now, we have 2 more screenshots to look at. So chat. Now, let me give you context. So one of the platforms that I work with quite a bit, especially 2024, whenever I first started with that brand. When I first started with that client. My bad. I've had a long day. I'm trying to hurry up and wrap this up. So my apologies. Let me slow down. I got accepted to a new platform back in 2024. I've done a lot of work on there since, over 100 campaigns with different brands through that platform alone. I have a good relationship with that platform, and I have a very good rating. So this brand that we're speaking about booked me for the first time through that platform, and they liked me so much they emailed me not this thread, and a whole different thread. They emailed me basically talking to me, getting me in contact with the people that matter, and they're like, yeah, this is kind of what we're looking for, can you do this, and we want to send you this, and etc. So that's cool. Fast forward, I shoot the 2 assets for them, send them to them. They loved it. So I got paid for that partnership, of course, and that collaboration. I got paid for those videos. And then, since this brand loved the videos that I made for them so much, they wanted me to also post them on TikTok, and they wanted to boost them. So now here's a little lesson about this business. Boosting ads on TikTok is pretty much whitelisting. Whitelisting is what it's called on Instagram, Facebook, Meta, etc. Boosting ads and whitelisting, if you don't know what that is, it's basically when a brand puts money into your videos to promote them. So for a brand to do that, obviously they have to really like you and they have to really like your videos. This brand actually really did. So I got paid to make the videos, to post them on TikTok, and they liked them so much, they basically went in and they spent money out of their budget to put into the videos to run up the ads. And on top of that, I got paid for that too. So here's the thing. These are 2 different types of budgets, 2 different types of rates, 2 different types of payments. If a brand wants to whitelist for you, I want you to know you can make money from that. This is a multi-million-dollar beauty brand in Ulta. So they put money behind the ads. They paid me to shoot for them. And they also paid me a small fee to boost the ads, which is whitelisting. And yes, you should be getting paid for that. So the email thread that you're seeing right now on the screen is months after that initial campaign. So where I'm going with this is back in 2024. This email is from 2025. Back in 2024, I partnered with this company. The email is coming from the agency that works with the company. So I got paid to shoot for the company, and I got paid for them to boost my ads. And it was a very small fee. I just accepted it off rip because it was super quick. They just offered it, and at that time I was already doing really well, so I wasn't really worried about it. I took the small fee. They boosted the ads. Great, right? They hit me back up in February. Keep in mind, I think we worked together somewhat between the summer and the fall, and then they reached back out the following year in February, which to kick off the new year. This is very intentional. So again, I repeat, we did the campaign, we worked together, I got paid to shoot for them, and I got paid for them to boost the ads, which is what you're supposed to do. Don't whitelist for free, chat. Why? And I'm going to tell you this now, so when I read these next couple of emails, it makes more sense. Why do you not whitelist for free? Do you think a brand is going to want to invest into your videos and boost them and put ads behind them to reach more people if they don't think you're going to make them any money or do anything for the brand? No. These brands don't just whitelist with anybody, and these brands don't just boost anybody's TikTok ads. Boost and whitelisting is also what Spark ads means. If a brand reaches out to you on TikTok for TikTok and they're like, yeah, we want to do Spark ads with you, that's what it means. That means you post a video. I'll make a video about this another day on how to do it. You post a video, you go to like the settings in the video, you go to like the partnership area, and you activate something. When you activate something, it gives you a code. You send that code to your brand, to your client, whatever. And from there in, they can go in and they can access your video. They can add ads to it. They can pay to boost it. For example, my Timberland video on TikTok, if you go to it right now, it has like 500,000 views because they boosted it. So we did that together. They boosted it. They boosted both of the videos. Timberland has boosted both of my videos. That's not who I'm talking about in this case. This is just an example of a brand that sparked my ads on TikTok. They boosted two of my ads. One of them did really well. One of them was like, all right. The one that did really well hit almost 600,000 views. They know what they're doing, which is why they wanted to whitelist my stuff particularly. They were a great ad series. So this brand that I'm talking about here, a major beauty brand, they did the same thing. Now they didn't put as much. I don't know if either those ads did better than these or whatever, but they probably didn't put as much money into them either. And also with Timberland, I got a percentage of their ad spend. This is just I just got paid a base rate and they boosted. So just to give you more context. Now, fast forward to 2025, we get this email, and not only do we get this email, we get an email from a higher up representative and the CEO of this agency. And they're telling me that this major beauty brand is interested in running it back. Right? So to the next shot, I want you to see something. After they sent me this, I can confirm right here. They doubled on it. They sent this to me on the 10th. I didn't say anything yet because I was looking into what I should send them in terms of, like how to reply, the rates I want to send them, etc. They hit me back. They doubled back on the 12th. So check this out. We have a multi-million-dollar beauty brand that booked me. They love my work so much. They emailed me particularly. They boosted my ads, paid me to boost my ads. And then the next year, they hit me back up, including the CEO, to say they want to run it back with the brand for 365 days. Chat, forgive me, because this is actually a very big detail right here that I completely forgot to mention. Okay, look. This, I completely forgot about this. This is going to add so much more emphasis to this video and to this whole message itself. Let me come to the camera for this. I got paid a base rate for them to boost my videos for 60 days. I got a base rate for 60 days, right? They love those results so much. They hit me back up the next year and said they want to do it with 365 days of usage. So they paid me for 60 days, but they don't want to pay me for a whole fucking year. Keep that in mind. Now, I hadn't said anything back to this initial email because I was busy and I was trying to figure out how I should respond to it. They doubled back 2 days later on the 12th. Hi, Devonte. I hope you're doing great. Just following up. Please let me know if this is something you'd like to be a part of so I can relay that to the internal team. Thanks in advance. I finally replied to him. I said, hello, blank. And it looks like, and this is the next response right here. So look, I said, hello, blank. Thank you for reaching out. I really enjoyed working together and the products too. I appreciate the team reaching out and I hope all is well. While I am interested in whitelisting, how much do you typically pay to whitelist? I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again. They replied to me on the 14th, which is right here. And again, they double backed on the 14th and on the 18th because I didn't respond to their email because they didn't want to pay me. They said, hi, Devonte. We absolutely loved working with you and we're so glad you enjoyed the products. Regarding whitelisting, the internal team was actually hoping to boost the content for free as this would also benefit you as a creator. We totally understand if you prefer not to. Just let us know. Thank you in advance. I didn't say shit. I didn't respond to that. I didn't reply to that. I don't really care about anything at this point because I see you don't want to pay me. The power, you have to understand when the ball and the power is in your park and in your control. I thought I was done with this brand, or maybe I was waiting on them because they said they might follow up later, right? I didn't expect them and the CEO of this to come back and hit me up. So that puts more power in my hands because they're reaching back out to me. And they're double backed on my emails. I don't reply for a couple of days. They send me another one. Guys, you have to understand what this means. They are very interested and invested into me and what I can do for them. That's why I deserve to get paid. And a brand is not going to reach out to you to whitelist more than once most of the time. And in this particular case, they whitelisted for 60 days and came back some months later, and now they want to do it for 365. You got to pay attention to these signs. They're invested, but not enough. So I didn't say anything, right? They hit me back up on the 18th. And they said, hi, Devonte. My mouth is so dry. Hold on. Oh, my God. Was it chat? My mouth is so dry. But yeah. They said, hi, Devonte. I wanted to follow up one last time regarding the opportunity to boost your brand at brand name beauty content. If you're still interested, please share the Spark codes for both videos with 365 days of usage and we'll take care of the rest. If there will be any fee on your end for this, please let us know so we can plan accordingly. Let me know if you have any questions. Look forward to your response. So they hit me back up. They double backed to try to see if I still want to do it. And then at the end, they added, if there's any fee, let them know and they can plan. And this is the last screenshot that I'll show, and I'll just speak from everything else from the rest. And I didn't blank out this. I didn't blank this out on the stream. I didn't blank this out on the screenshots, so it looks like I'm going to have to do it before I upload this video. So whoever's here is getting some unsolicited stuff right now. Hi, Devonte. Hope you're doing great. Oh, wait. Oh, I already showed that. Okay. Already talked about that. Okay. Never mind. This screenshot that I just showed you, the screenshot that's right here actually doesn't actually show anything. So my bad. Let me just go back to the we'll go back to this screen right here. And like I said, you can do the math. So I hit them back up a day later. I said, hello, brand name. Oh. Thank you for bumping this back up as my email's been flooded lately. Thank you for sharing. I understand somewhat that I understand that some do whitelisting for free. To my experience, brands typically gain more from it and compensate rates up front. I was also paid by this brand for the last whitelisting, which ran for about 60 days, I believe. I'm open to discussing more if the brand is interested. I would like to know your thoughts. Thank you again. They hit me back the same day. They said, "Hi, Devonte. Yes, I completely understand where you're coming from. If you could please give us your rate for 365 days of usage rights for each individual video, we would appreciate it. We do need it ASAP since the internal team is making decisions as we speak." I said, "Hey," I'm slipping up. I said, "Hey, thanks for getting back to me with your interest. As I mentioned before, I'm always open to negotiating. As of this time, I've been whitelisting ads for 365 days. For at that time, I said 750 per ad, which is pretty low, but at that time, it was cool, right? Let me know your thoughts. Also, I'll be looking out for your email. My apologies for the delay." So pretty much at this time, I was dealing with three different brands that were in this exact same position. I was trying to make a few racks. So this brand would have had to pay me four figures, and a couple other brands would have had to pay me four figures too. And my plan was at that time was, since I had so much power and I was moving up a lot in this industry, I was gonna use those funds to take some time off. I was gonna use those funds to take some time off. I was gonna even go on a vacation probably, and I still haven't gone on a vacation. So I had three major deals set up for whitelisting, and not a single one of them fell through. And if you want to know more about those other stories with those other brands, let me know, and I can talk about that in another video. But yeah, it really sucks when these brands reach out to you and you obviously see they're interested, and then you hit them with your rates, and they just act pussy and they ghost and they act broke. So she got back to me a week later. So I replied on the 20th. She replied to me 8 days later. "Hi, Devonte. Thank you so much for sharing this. We'll discuss this internally. Get back to you. Thanks again." I replied a couple days later on March 1st. I said, just to like sweeten the deal up, right? A little bit. Oh, yeah. I never heard from them after this. I never heard from them after this. They ghosted me after this. After I sent my rates and they went and they talked to the team about it, I never heard shit from them. And I still haven't to this day. It's this brand right here. So this just goes to show in real proof. I'm gonna read my last emails. This just goes to show you in real time, real proof, that no matter how big or how many millions a brand has, they're very fucking cheap when it comes to budgeting and paying the people that they want to work with. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. And a lot of us creators try to come out and speak about this stuff. So I replied to them. I not replied. I sent them an email March 1st, March 5th, and for the last time on March 17th. Never heard anything back. So March 1st, just to kind of sweeten the deal, because I'm negotiating, right? "Thank you. I also wouldn't mind posting once or twice a month. Additionally, for the right offer, let me know what the thoughts are. Thank you again." And on the 5th, I said, "Hey, blank. Hope all has been well with you and your brand. I was just bumping this back up to see how things are looking so far. Thank you again. Look forward to hearing from you." And then I said on the 17th, "Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope all is well. Want to follow up on this? Would there be any way? Would there happen to be any update available whether the team is looking to continue or deciding otherwise?" I'm just gonna close my phone right there. So again, this is the brand right here, and back to my main page again. This is the flyer for today. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a really interesting what hold on. I just glitched my there we go. It's a very interesting business to be in, and a very interesting response that you get from people that want to work with you. This is very disappointing, and this is something that happens to us creators a lot. Unfortunately, it needs to stop. If you don't have the budget, don't reach out. You want to do it for free, don't reach out. Now, really quick, for those wondering why I didn't want to whitelist for free, if you're like, oh yeah, like if a brand's promoting your work, like you'll get views, you'll get followers and stuff like that, right? You'll get more people onto your platform, right? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And I'll share my perspective with you on that. So here's two things. One, that's what you think, but it doesn't really work like that. 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't really work like that. At the end of the day, you're really just getting more views and you're just getting more likes. Um, Followers are not guaranteed. People that give a fuck are not guaranteed. It's just more views and engagement on your video. Now, where this can go extremely well for you is, let's say it reaches the right audience and people really enjoy what you're doing for them. They go to your page and they like what you're doing, boom, right? But that's not guaranteed. It's almost like a commission only deal. It's not guaranteed results for you, right? And if you want me to explain more of that, just let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Reason number two, I want you to understand this. Brands are not going to waste any money. So for a brand that to want to reach out to you and wants to whitelist with you, you have to understand they want to work with you and they want to invest into you because you're an investment, and that means that you can make money for them. Of all the brands that I've whitelisted with, I can promise you I've rarely gotten followers from them. Views are great, engagement's good, but it doesn't really do anything for me. For me personally, I think it looks better on paper, it looks better in their portfolio, and it looks good to have those collaborations, and it looks good to have those partnerships. And it's really, really cool to be able to be whitelisted and have Spark ads going up with you, right? It's great. And I don't turn it down, but there's just no point doing it for free. And that's because these brands know that you can make more money for them. So yeah, they're putting money into it, but they can also put money into you, into your pocket, because they're gonna make money from the ad. You might not. I already got paid low for the initial ads that we worked on. I got paid a low rate for the Spark ads for 60 days. But I'm not complaining about the 60-day one, because at that time I didn't care. I was like, oh, like little free change and it gets promoted. Cool, right? Win-win. But it didn't do anything for my channel. It didn't do anything for my page. So yeah, I'm gonna need that. So the reason why you don't whitelist for free, let alone for a year, is because they're basically going to be putting money into your video for a whole year straight, because they know the traffic that it can bring them, the engagement can bring them, the sales mainly. And even if that's one sale, two sales, they're going to make more money off those two sales than you are for whitelisting for free. It's a year, right? Now they're probably going to make more than one or two sales, but even if that's just bare minimum, they're going to make some sales. People are going to go check out the products because you did a hell of a good job marketing them and using them, and you look great on camera. Hence why they reach back out. So to wrap up this episode, even the biggest brands in the world, biggest beauty brands, multi-million-dollar brands, I've even dealt with stuff like this from billion-dollar corporations. It's all the same, virtually at the end of the day. And this multi-million-dollar brand, they wanted me to work for free. That's free work. We don't do free work around here. And the biggest thing to take away from this is The ball is in my park. They got their whole team, their CEO to reach out to me to follow up to do something again. Right? That's not that's not common. Most people are not going to have the CEO of an agency coming with the brand to hit you back up to work together again. And this time the whitelist for way longer than the first time. So you have to use this to your advantage, guys. This is business. They know what they're doing. You need to know what you're doing. So it also says a lot. I got paid to whitelist for 60 days, but now they want to do it for a year and they want to do it for free. That makes zero fucking sense. 0 cents. And they reached out to me. They emailed me with their CEO and everybody else for this multi-million-dollar brand, and they don't want to pay me this time. And they follow up when I don't reply back to the emails, and then they ghost me. So that's this business for you, and that's day 5 of Expose the Industry Week. I hope everybody has a good day and a good night and a great week. Drink your water, stay hydrated, and again, go show some love to the Instagram and YouTube. We've got some new drops coming as usual. See you on the next one.